Good afternoon, everyone. Senator Steve Chan, representing the district of Senate District 17 in Southern Brooklyn. I come here in support of our neighbors in the Sheepshead Bay area. At the time that this job site started working on, they actually didn't have a state senator. So I kind of got involved because they were reaching out to me for help. And I'm very, very happy to represent our community over there as I consider myself to be a people's senator. And today I heard everything from examples of how something is routinely done. People routinely ride their bicycles on the sidewalks of New York City. People routinely make U-turns in New York City on our roads. That doesn't make it proper and it doesn't make it legal. I feel that this board was somewhat biased from the get-go from what I've been hearing as an observer. And I feel that the evidence presented both in the PowerPoint and in the letters from the challenges to the BSA was legitimate and with merit and very compelling. So I ask, I've also seen in another case where a developer was scrutinized for or you guys nitpick on his application on his so with that said, I asked the board consider what our neighbors presented to you, and I find a lot of these evidence to be actually legitimate. I can't help but feel that the Department of Buildings has skirted their own bylaws and administrative codes, as well as the Board of Standards and Appeals have done that. So I hope that for future reference that the board is truly committed to remaining unbiased towards my constituents as well as the neighbors of New York City, between them and the developers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have a question. Yeah. First of all, we're not biased. For real. Second, you're indicating that like too many evidence that were submitted to us are compelling and they support the request from the appellant to revoke the permit. Based on what? Tell me one single evidence that was submitted and it is in support of the appellant.
Commissioner Shetter, I think state senator, any public person is entitled to their opinion and their statement. And
I wasn't aware that this was a debate. I'm sorry.
Totally agreeing to that. But if you know one single evidence, please let us.
Well, you just heard it from. Yeah, so you guys, for instance, right?
You can't,
So,
please use the mic because it.
Commissioner-
For instance, right? Let's talk about supportive housing. The original application for this development was for supportive housing. And with that said, right, affordable housing is great. We absolutely need it in the neighborhood. But this was a classic case of bait and switch. The application submitted was for supportive housing, not for a homeless shelter. That was switched along the way. The stormwater, to me, the DEP, the Department of Buildings clearly violated their own bylaws and administrative codes. They did require that the DEP permit was not submitted.
all right, thank you, Commissioner.
I'd just like to make clear
And I,
for this item number 6, we are discussing the relevance of the DEP stormwater permit
Yeah.
and whether this is a covered development project.
And the AC's code is crystal clear on that. And
I think
it
the board
doesn't
has-
prohibit issuing a permit
Commissioner Shetter.
without
board
that
has-
stormwater permit. I want to make this.
Commissioner Shetter
Thank you.
and then all other commissioners, I think the board on record has made it very clear as to where we stand on this. We do not need to repeat it. We have a lot of speakers who are going to testify. Please give them the opportunity to speak.
I really appreciate your testimony.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
appreciate you too. Thank you.
Councilmember Narcisse, I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Do you see? Okay.
Good afternoon. By now, we're starting in the morning. Thank you to everyone. Thank you. Good afternoon, Chairperson and members of the board. I am Council Member Mercedes Narcisse, representing the 46th District. I see that is a hard work. You've spent all morning going through everything, but I want to be clear about why I'm here. This community was met with a bait and switch, and instead of walking away, they went to work. They pulled the data. They've been showing it back and forth in my office. They cross-checked them by hands. They found the gaps that the city agency was supposed to catch from the beginning. I am here because they deserve to have that work taken seriously. They work very hard. And I understand that you work very hard too. Here's what I meant by bait and switch. This community supported a zoning and development process on the understanding that this site would be affordable housing. That's why they were presenting here today. They're fighting because that's not what they voted for. Somewhere along the way, without the community being told, the plan changed. The application filed with DOB still described this building as a DHS sponsored supportive housing. But the document actually recorded against this property describes something different, a homeless shelter, for a term of 40 years. Nobody came back to this community and said the deal has changed. They found out by digging through the filing themselves. It doesn't stop here. My constituent found that the person who signed the ownership certification for this project swore to DOB in January 2024 that this company owned this property. City records show that the company did not actually acquire the title until May of that year. He certified ownership 4 months before he had it. And that this community, my office, still doesn't have a straight answer about whether the required notice to HPD, one that's supposed to happen before any permit get issued on a site like this, was ever filed. They were probably never filed it at all. My office raised this question directly to DOB and HPD. We have not received a single straight answer. I want to be direct to this board. Every one of these issues traces back to DOB not following its own rules, not my rules, not this community's rules. DOB's own procedures, its own service bulletins, its own administrative code. The disclosure requirement, the ownership certification standard, the MIH notice requirement, all of it already exists on the books. Nobody is asking DOB to do anything new. We are asking DOB to do what is already required of every other applicant in the city. And I'll say plainly, my office has had a hard time getting DOB to engage with us at all of this issue, for all the sites, sorry. Especially since March, when a gas line was struck during unpermitted work here. This is a community that was told it was getting one kind of a building and maybe getting another on a site where the ownership documents don't add up. The required notices can be produced, and the agency responsibility for enforcing its own rules has gone quiet. I am asking this board to take my constituent research seriously, to require DOB and HPD to produce what the laws require, and to use its authority to get the answers this community has been asking for and never received. If the applicant cannot produce what is required, and I know the board will do the right thing. So I thank you for your attention, because I've been fighting, and it's been in at my doorstep, rallies. I've been to rallies.
Just, if you want to clap, just go this. That's way everybody can hear what council member anybody is saying. Okay, if you support, go this. All right, good. Thank you. Thank you, council member.
Thank you. I've been stressed.
Please proceed, State Senator.
Good afternoon. Again, I'm Senator Steve Chan from Southern Brooklyn. Today, we have witnessed, again, improperly filled out applications, captions left blank, exhibits improperly mixed up. There's so many questions. It's discrepancies about the application process for this development. We heard the chairman here talk about how this hearing is about whether this building permit is properly approved. But yet we heard Commissioner Yoon here talk about how we need hundreds of apartments. So going back to what I said earlier, I feel that there's nothing we can present here today that is going to make the DOB adhere to their own bylaws. And to me, that's biased. I ask that in future BSA hearings that maybe we don't talk about the reasons why these permits are needed instead of, like you said, Chairman, just whether the permit was properly approved. Thank you very much.
Next person, elected official, any more elected officials? Anyone in the Zoom? You want to also state?
I just want to
Councilmember
state,
Narcisse, would you like to speak again?
I'm sorry. I wanted to state just in response, I did not say that we need hundreds of apartments. I was saying that a lot of work has been done towards obtaining that permit. That's what I stated.
And all we ask is that.
I just wanted to correct what you said
This is
because
the
that's
meeting
not
must-
what I said.
And all we ask is that,
Who wants to speak on this?
Sorry.
matter?
and all we ask is that
Who's my favorite YouTuber?
the Department of Buildings to adhere to their own bylaws and their own codes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Councilmember Narcisse. You may speak.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much for your time, and I know it takes a lot, long hours, and you sitting here, and those that in the Zoom. All I'm hoping for, it's a fair share of the time that my constituent put in the time to gather all the information. And even after this, I'm hoping, and I'm always hopeful, that you can look through the process here to say moving forward. But I cannot believe that this process went like this. Like DOB did not engage with me to the process to make it easier for my constituent. I cannot believe that all the floors that attach with the beginning. I understand that you said it's not a space where we can actually talk about the bait and switch and all that, but it should be relevant in making decision because we trust people and we have laws to follow. So I'm hoping that with those laws, the thing that we highlight here this afternoon, that we can do better and engage more. And that's the message for DOB and HPD, because my constituent, I don't know if you're aware that I was in a room where I had more than 2,000 people yelling and screaming, saying that we're not following our own laws and we're not doing what we're supposed to do. If you had been in my shoes, you will know that why I'm sitting here all day, because my constituent deserve their time that they put in to do research and to understand what took place, that we don't repeat it. And I hope we can make a fair decision. At the end of the day, it's not me to make the decision, it's the board and Madam Chair. Thank you for your time and everyone here, that we can make the constituent believe in the process and they can feel like they were heard for this process. So thank you for your time, whatever the decision you made. But I feel like the engagement was not there in the beginning to make people feel that we as government is working on their behalf, and the people that's here in the panel. Thank you for your time again. Thank you.
I have to say, I do appreciate both your participation and State Senator Chen's participation in this. I know you mean well for the community and want to see the best for your representatives, and we respect that. We also have to do what we can do given the parameters that we have been given. So I hear what you're saying and I respect your position on this matter.